It's a photograph seen around the world. It captured the horror and chaos of the marathon bombings. A young woman in shock trying to get up. Her name is Nicole Gross. She and her sister, Erika Brannock, were at the race to cheer on their mom. They sat down with Lee Woodruff for their first TV interview. It's a story you'll see only on CBS this morning. Lee, good morning.
Good morning. 57-year-old Carol Downing had long wanted to run the Boston Marathon. Her daughters Nicole and Erika traveled to Boston to watch Carol achieve her dream. And as the day wore on, the sisters found themselves at the 26-mile mark, where there was a banner honoring the victims of the Newtown shooting. Eager to get a better view, Nicole suggested they move to a point just shy of the finish line. Their mom had only a half-mile to go, and they were standing a few feet away from where the first bomb exploded.
For me personally, I remember the sound and remember being flown back, and there was instant silence, and I could remember the smell of the bomb.
I remember everything kind of slowing down and then just falling back in slow motion, and everything went quiet.
And then I was scared for dear life that another bomb was going to go off, and that's how I was going to die. This
is the picture we all saw. What do you think when you see that picture?
In the beginning, I could only look at my face. It was too much to see the surroundings, but I remember exactly what I was going through in my head, just confusion and fear.
When I look at that face, and when I looked at that face the first time, I saw defiance. Mm-hmm. Is that how you see yourself now?
Yeah.
That's how she's always been.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that's how you've been too. You have been through a lot, all of you, as a family.
I broke both lower legs, my distal tibia and fibula in my left leg, and then have a nearly severed Achilles tendon on the right foot, and then just some open gashes that were closed up from the blast, and hearing loss.
I have a leg amputation above the knee on my left leg. Really good. And then I have broken bones in my right leg. I have a big chunk of one of my bones, I believe it's the fibula, missing from my right leg. And then I have burn marks on the back of my legs and some hearing damage too.
Erika has had multiple surgeries to save her right leg. She still faces months of rehabilitation before she will be able to walk with the aid of a prosthetic leg. A few weeks ago, we were there when Nicole was released from the hospital. Michael, you've been married 7 years. What's it been like watching her go through this?
It's been tough. It's been tough to watch someone that you love go through so much and really not be able to fix the problem yourself. But I've seen a strength in her that I haven't seen before.
It's hard to watch your kids be hurt.
It makes you want to take the hurt on yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would if I could.
Was there guilt at all with you guys?
There's guilt because, you know, I moved Erika and I closer to exactly where the bomb went off, and so that's just something that I know in time I will not try to feel that same amount of guilt, but it's hard because I wish I could take everything that Erika's gone through and put it on my body.
I don't think she has any reason to feel guilty, and it hurts to know that she feels guilty about that, because there's no way that she could have possibly known that was going to happen.
Do any of you feel anger at all?
Mm-hmm. I think one of the hardest things for me was when they actually brought the second bomber into the hospital that I've been at. And in the couple days after that, when I would have to go in for surgeries, I would pass by the ICU where he was. You know, I started having nightmares that he was gonna get out of his bed, come up to his room. I thought he was gonna blow the hospital up.
What would you say to those brothers if you could talk to them right now?
I don't think I'd have anything to say to them.
How has the bombing affected your sister relationship?
It's a closeness, I think, that is indescribable. You know, there's not many sisters or brothers and sisters that will ever go through something like this, and I don't wish that upon anybody, but I think that we were able to communicate our love for one another in a way that we weren't before. So, you know, we were right on top of each other when it happened, when the bomb went off, and we're going to be side by side no matter where we are forever.
Lee, incredible story. So how are they doing in their recovery?
They're incredible. Erika is a preschool teacher, so she's going to go back to her classroom ultimately, and she's going to get out of the hospital on Friday, which is really exciting. And Nicole is out. She's home in Charlotte, and she is a coach. She is a physical fitness person. Carol, the mother, one morning, very quietly, went by herself and finished the marathon.
Wow.
Which is really beautiful.
It sounds like they support each other, and that's part of their strength.
Such a bond. And they see this as just something that has pulled them even closer together. They believe that this was just something that happened. They're not going to dwell on anger or on living in the past. They're just going to move forward. And they were so touched by the generosity of the people of Boston.
I'm so touched by Carol, the mom, saying you don't want to see your kids hurt. And, you know, her kids are now grown women.
Right. Right.
And I was struck too, Lee, in your piece that they're in the same hospital with the man who tried to kill them. We all knew that, but how eerie that must have been for them.
And you saw how that felt to Erika. The other thing is they're facing a lot of rehabilitation. I mean, this is not going to be wave a wand and once they're out of the hospital, it's done.
Which carries with it financial burdens.
It does. And so for a lot of these families, themselves included, they've set up foundations to just help care for the medical end of it. I mean, it's something we don't really think about, but no one's covering these expenses for them. So all of these families need long-term help.
Lee, it was nice to meet the woman behind that picture.
I know, and here it is again, and she's just, they're phenomenal. It's the sister love.
No, I remember.
It really is.
I remember.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lee.